Hello, I'm Rodo Escalante, and this is the introduction to the Deep Dive Within workshops. For the last 15 years, I've been practicing pranayama for over 2 to 3 hours. I became a freediving professional athlete in the skills of deep diving. And after combining these technologies, I understood how we can access these states that it takes us hours within 10-15 minutes practices of CO2 retention and modalities when you will learn to navigate your vagus nerve system. Using the neuroscience from MuLabs, for the last 15 months, we've been trying to create the blueprints and not only access the space, but to prove how the CO2 brain navigation system helps us stimulate the brain. What is the Deep Dive Within program? It's a 3-day progression where we're gonna create new kinds of synapses and new neural pathways in the brain. So not only we're gonna create this coherence that is a myth, that we think that we need substances to create or to numb the brain. You're gonna understand the heart HBR, where we're gonna be bringing the heart rate into a high loop and a low loop. And in that whole, you're gonna have access to this restore mechanism that we have in the parasympathetic state. So then we will use the irrigation of the blood to create that coherence and to keep that stimulation. Once you understand this brain-heart coherence, the self-regulation technology will help you not become dependent on any substance whatsoever. You will understand the difference between regulation and self-regulation, and using the technology of CO2 and sound, we're gonna replicate what in my case was the depth in freediving or the substances in the surface space. The technology will give you not only the tools for you on the practices to access this space constantly, but when you invest in Deep Dive Within, you have access to level 1 and level 2 for life and access for 1 year of practice in the online system. So you have our support the whole length, because once we're going into the 3-day workshop, it's not about the authenticity access, clarity. It's how you're gonna start recalibrating that psychosis or that terminology of feeling good with what you do in your surroundings. Is how you integrate that space within yourself and your reality. That's why learning to self-regulate is the key for you not to be dependent on substances. And in this way, the clarity of your self-regulation and your authenticity is gonna be on point. But more regulated you are, more in tune you become, more authentic you're gonna be. And this integration will take place within time. It cannot be in a weekend. In the weekend, what we are creating is this coherence and this clarity. So the theory of the brain-heart coherence, the coherence of the brain and the irrigation of the HBR will make sense. So now you have the clarity and the amplitude of understanding what it means to be self-regulated and clear in your authenticity. But during the time and process, you will integrate your surroundings, and your practice will help you regulate whatever emotion that is rising with this authenticity. So Deep Dive Within is a fast-forward program where we're going to induce the cannabinoid system in our human body. We're going to induce the endogenous DMT that we can create when we learn to navigate the edges of the brain-heart coherence and the nervous system. But this will help us create new neuroplasticity that normally takes years of practice. This is why this is fascinating. By the end of the 3 days, every theory will make sense. You will connect to yourself, you will crack your old patterns, and you're gonna become highly clear between what you think and feel. So from that new reality, we will integrate whatever space you're coming from. So if this program calls you to change the patterns of thinking and feeling and learn to self-regulate and this technology of brain-heart coherence, look at the days that we have in our web, so you can see where we're gonna be around the world, and whenever you feel called upon, let us know in a DM or on a call so we can interview and understand better what are your needs for this 3 days deep dive program. I'm looking forward to see you soon and share with you all this new technology and the most sustainable way to connect with what you think and what you feel. Looking forward to see you.